Guy at the train station. This happened a couple of years ago on our honeymoon. We couldn't afford a big expensive trip and we live in the UK, so me and my husband and 2-year-old daughter went down to London for a week to visit museums and generally explore and have fun. We were staying on the outskirts of London and getting the tube in each day, and always good and happy until we bumped into this particular individual one morning at the train station. We first noticed this guy because he was being very loud and sounded somewhat kind of intoxicated at 10 a.m. But he was happily at the other end of the platform and we didn't pay too much attention until he made a beeline straight for my husband. This guy was big and stinking of booze and slurring his words. I was standing holding hands with my husband, one hand on the pushchair with our daughter in it. He completely blanked me and our little girl, but instead started ranting at my husband. He started ranting to my husband at the top of his voice about how he had been arrested by the police for beating his wife and daughter, and how that was deeply unfair. He kept on going on about how men should be able to hit and beat their wives and children as much as they want, and trying to get my husband to agree with him. Luckily for me and our daughter, he was pointedly ignoring our existence, but getting more and more wound up at my husband, who was just desperately attempting to pacify the guy. I'm somewhat ashamed to say that my instincts to get our toddler away from him overcame my want to stay and protect my husband. I grabbed the pushchair and moved a couple of steps away. Then when the drunk guy didn't react, I quickly headed for the other end of the platform to try and get some help. Unfortunately for us, this is an unmanned station, so no one official to get help from. Also, everyone else was determinedly ignoring the situation, apart from one guy who muttered, "For God's sake," shut his paper and moved away from us, so no help there. So I was desperately looking around for some help for my husband from this guy when luckily our train pulled in. My husband made rapid excuses and then got us on the train. The drunk guy got on too, but thank God not into our compartment. But we could hear him still swearing and shouting from where we were. We made a quick discreet exit from the train at the next stop to give him the slip and waited for the next one. But it still chills me that he specifically targeted the only man on the platform with a woman and young child with him, and how determined he was to try to get my husband to agree with him that he should be beating us.